Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you over here. I, Dr. Snigdha Kadam, Chief Operating Officer, Director Academics Global of the International Internship University, take the privilege to welcome you all to the day 2 of batch 4 of the Mentor Development Program organized by the International Internship University, IIU. IIU is providing quality, accessible, affordable, skill-based digital education under the strong leadership of its founder, the Piyush Pandit sir. IIU is the change. IIU brings the change. IIU is the revolution. Today, we have a great personality as a trainer with us, Professor Khairuddin Sudarmin from Malaysia. He is not a regular true blue academic professor, but he is a hands-on corporate professor with more than 40 years of corporate GLC credential behind his name. With industry exposure spanning publishing, university and investment cooperatives, hospitality services, learning and development, travel, transportation, ICT, unit trust, fund management to automotive insurance, and the collision research fellow, board of advisors, subject matter expert, and member of examination boards at more than 10 public and private universities in Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Philippines. He has been invited to present a paper at conferences globally and locally, present keynote addresses, chair moderators, as a panelist from both industry and academia in places among others including Jakarta, Manila, Cairo, Bangkok, Singapore, Barcelona. My God, the list is endless. London, New York, Washington, Chicago, so on and on. I think Professor have visited probably every country of the world. Hats off to you, sir. The Asia HRD Award. He is the recipient of the Asia HRD Award for the contribution to the HR industry Jakarta in 2013. HTP Group, Blue Ocean, Best Operating Company CEO Award, Bali 2011. 21 STDIG Skills Global Excellence Award for commendable accomplishments, achievements, and contribution in the service to humanity, Nigeria 2022. Amazing. So today we have amazing faculty trainer with us, Professor Khairuddin from Malaysia. So let's welcome him with a round of applause. And dear sir, the platform is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Snigdha Kadam, for your kind introduction. Welcome, guys. This is already the batch 4, and this is what you call the second time. I think I am speaking with Prof. Nada, my good friend from Croatia, and for batch 3, this is the batch 4. So tonight, with the limited time that is given to me, what I'll do is I will take on from what Prof. What's her name is? Prof. This Egyptian professor, Siham El Kafafi. Yeah, I was watching her presenting yesterday, and today I will take off from where she left off, and I'll follow the module that has already been designed. So I will tonight cover, I think, section 3 and section 4. So the rest of the sections will be taken over tomorrow night by my good friend, Prof. Nada Ratkovic from Croatia. Can I now share my slide? Irma? I'm disabled from screen sharing.
Now you are, Professor.
Okay, thank you. Can you see my slide now?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, let's move on. That's the module. So I'll be covering module 3, entitlements, and module 4, skills. Okay, the rest Prof. Nada will take over tomorrow. Let me move on. Okay, as usual, in all my sessions, I will start off with this diagram. I'd like you guys to take a look at it and quickly choose which of these diagram, whether you choose a square, a triangle, a circle, a rectangle, or a zigzag, or a squeegee, I call it. Okay, so quickly, I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes, okay, to decide. Okay, let me see. You can put in the chat box on the side. What do you call? Where is the chat? Where is the, yeah, that's the chat. So you can write in the chat so that I can see what is it that you choose. Oh, circle, I can see now. Circle, square, circle, 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 circle. Wow. Let's give 1 or 2 more minutes. Anyone else? Looks like tonight we have a lot of circles. Yeah? Okay. Right. Square. Oh, okay. Only circle and square. Square. No one seems to like the other design. So you're either a square or you're a circular. You're a circle. You're a circular fellow. No squeegee so far. No rectangle. Wow, this is interesting. Zigzag. The first zigzag. Arol Vora. She chose what do you call zigzag. Okay. Good morning, Dr. Sylvia from Ecuador. So have you chosen? Which one? Circle or whatever? Okay, never mind. Let's move on. So for all those who have already chosen, let's see what it means. There you are. If you had chosen a square, which means that you're a hard worker, you like structured and organized environment, you love data, you are dependable, you are tenacious, you like to do the job yourselves, you like things in writing, you make sure things get done well, you like lots of details, and you will not tolerate sloppy work. Wow. I get worried if I get a boss like this, and I'll be in trouble. Okay. And nobody has chosen triangle, but triangle means you're a leader. I was waiting for someone. Okay. Very focused, loves recognition, very sure people, outspoken, very focused on goal at hand, loves lists and sticky notes, independent, likes to do his or her own thing, always get the best deal. And if you had chosen rectangle, which means that you are sick of being a square and reaching upward like a triangle, okay, excited, unpredictable, excellent student, less frozen than other students, team player, and thinks well in groups. Now, if you had chosen circle, many of you guys chose circle, that's good, which means they're all very happy people, okay? You like harmony, you're fun, nurturing people, you're a caretaker, you love people with problems so that they can help. I can imagine many of you are like that because most of us are educators, most of us are teachers. So we love people with problems so that they can help them solve problems. You are a good listener, best listener, and you are also a best communicator. You have good gut ideas, trustworthy, cannot stand conflict, and have a hard time saying no. It has many friends. Yeah, some of it also it reflects me. I have many friends. I have hard time saying no, and so much so because my friend list is so long, so huge. I just got hacked. My Telegram account just got hacked. Okay, I just wanted to repeat. Yeah, if you receive any request for money which shows my face, that's not me. Okay, that's the work of a scammer. Okay, you better check with me first. All right, now if you had chosen scribble, somebody's zigzag, scribble or zigzag. I saw someone just now chose. You are open-ended. You are most creative. You are highly conceptual, broad ideas. You ask what if a lot. You are future-oriented, not a detailed person. has lots of ideas, both good and bad, good troubleshooter, and has a short attention span. So, but well, this is just an interesting exercise. This is just like the MBTI, the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. All right, okay. And this is the what you call psychological profiling, if you may. And these things change actually. You will also realize that I'm sure some of you here who are sociologists or psychologists will this geometric psychology basically will tell you will in a sense gives us an impression of what you are. Okay, but not necessarily so. In different time, in 6 months' time, if I ask you the same thing and I ask you to choose, you may choose a different figure. So a lot depends on the people that we are with, you know, the environment they are with. So it's good that you get used. If you want to be a mentor, it's good that you get used to this simple, you know, geometric psychology profiling, so that you know who is it that you are going to be mentoring. Whether you so that you can bring out, not to control the person, he or she know, to bring up the best in the person, because you know what is their inclination, what are their competencies, what they are likely to do, and how they think and how they decide, stuff like that. So that will be good if you want to be a good mentor. Of course, again, it depends where you are, which ethnic group you're dealing with, which nationality, which country. We all have different culture, and all these cultures will determine all our everyday life, both in our personal as well as our professional lives. Let me move on. Okay, now in the old VUCA, this is again my favorite. I always like to share this. In the old VUCA, we need to give new leaders Viagra. So we describe the world as a VUCA world: volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. So when you want to prepare leaders, or you want to be mentoring younger people, or maybe some other people, and groom them to be leaders, you need to give them Viagra. No. It's not the Viagra that you are thinking of. Viagra here means versatile, inspiring, assertive, gung-ho, resourceful, agility. So these are the elements in the person, in the young person, or the professional, new professional that you are grooming, and you want to prepare them to be new leaders. Okay, make sure that they're versatile, and make sure they are inspiring, and make sure they're assertive. Okay, let me move on. Now, in the new normal after the COVID, okay, the VUCA has changed. It's no longer the VUCA that we saw just now. Well, it's still there, but in the new VUCA, there is another new, you know, some philosophers, some academics, some professors were defining it in a different perspective, from a different angle. So they say that VUCA is about vision, understanding, clarity, and agility. So this is the kind of things that we have to deal with in the new world. Okay. So in order to prepare new leaders, in order to mentor your mentees, you need to give them vaccine. This one I coined, okay? I coined because, you know, when we look at the COVID, what they call, after Viagra, now instead of giving Viagra, we have to give them vaccine, which simply means quite close to Viagra, okay, which is versatile. Okay, A for assertiveness. You must make sure that they become versatile, and you must make sure that if they are very passive, they don't speak a lot, you know, how are you going to manage a group if you're not assertive? How are you going to do your job if you you know, as a person, you're not assertive? Assertive means, many people confuse about being assertive. Being assertive doesn't mean being arrogant or being proud, you know, or being aloof. No. Being assertive means you know what you want, and you must be able to say no with a smile. No, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do it. But people look at you, they know the power that comes from you, okay? The assertiveness, okay? Not to be confused with being passive. Okay, boss, okay, if you ask me something, okay, I'll do it. But actually, you don't want to do it. But, you know, you're being polite and you say, okay. Then you're being competent. And then collaborative. Today, all over the world, we're talking about collaboration. All these webinars that we've been attending, all these online courses that we've been attending, it's all about collaboration. We share our knowledge with everybody all over the world. Doesn't matter which part of the planet that you come from. And then you need to be inspiring, okay? If you want your mentee to be inspired or to be inspiring, you have to exude, or you have to indicate or portray to your mentee that what you are doing is something that is inspiring them. If they find you boring, not inspiring, how are you going to unleash them, to be an inspiration to others? Because they later on will be mentors and inspire others. Networking, okay, that's connected to collaboration, and of course empowering. And I like this word empowering because all over the world, even in my past corporate life, I noticed that people, employees seem to don't understand what you mean by empowering. Empowered means they think that the boss is giving them the power. No. Empowering means I give you the right authority for you to be able to execute and do your job. But the responsibility, the accountability is still with me. So if anything goes wrong, if you screw up, something goes wrong and something fails, I can't say, no, it's your fault. No, because you report to me, I am the boss, as an example. So I still have to take responsibility. So that's what it means by empowering. But some bosses don't do that. Some bosses don't pass down the power to their employees. Okay, let me move on. I'm just trying to go a little bit deeper on empowering. Okay, now let's go straight away to the Module 3, Entitlement, Leadership. A mentor should be a good leader. I think in a nutshell, and very quickly, I've just mentioned a bit just now. A leader who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Leadership is the ability of an individual or a group of individuals to influence and guide followers or other members of an organization. Leadership quality is a very important aspect of the mentor. People need to see you as having leadership quality. You need not be a leader in an organization, a CEO somewhere, but you have that latent ability, or when someone see you, they know that you have that leadership quality. If given some situation where it requires leadership, elements to be displayed, you have it. So that's very important. If you are going to be a mentor, first and foremost, they need to be able to see that quality in you. Okay, let me move on. Profession. The mentor should be the profession as a mentor. The mentor should be an expert in his profession. A profession is an occupation, trade, craft, or activity in which one has professed expertise in a particular area. A job, especially one requiring a high level of skill or training. And a mentor should be the master of the subject. He should have in-depth knowledge about his profession and subject. He should be able to understand loopholes. A good learner, a good coach, an expert are a few of the qualities of the mentor. Okay, the list goes on, right? Subject, expertise, and resource person. A resource person is a person with expertise in a certain area who may be called upon as necessary to perform a task or provide information. A mentor is a trained resource person who is there to answer questions and offer support. Let's move on. Please, if anyone wants to stop me, there's anything, there's some violent objection or there's something on top of the head, please, don't hesitate to stop me. Vision, okay. A vision is a sense by which the qualities of an object as the color that make up its appearance are perceived through a process in which light rays entering the eyes are transformed into signals that pass to the brain. Now, a mentor should be a visionary. That's why I put it in bigger fonts. And his vision should be clear. Okay, I'm 68, okay, just to share with you. My vision is, alhamdulillah, thank God, very good. It's still 2020. So I don't wear glasses and I don't wear contact lenses. That's something that I thank God, for all this. Okay. Right. Let me move on. Commitment. A commitment is a promise or agreement to do something. It is a responsibility. Okay. Commitment is defined as a willingness to give your time and energy to something that you believe in, or a promise or firm decision to do something. Commitment leads to action. Action brings your dream closer. Sorry, did I hear someone? A mentor should be committed to his profession and vision. Without commitment, mentors cannot have depth in anything. When mentor is committed to something, he accepts no excuses, but gives only results. Yes, did I hear someone making a comment? Okay, team building. Team building is the action or process of causing a group of people to work together effectively as a team, especially utilizing activities and events designed to increase motivation and promote cooperation. Team building is a structured practice in the skills teams need to perform optimally at work. The purpose of any team building is to build stronger unit of people working together. Team building has many benefits in every endeavor. It improves productivity, increases employee motivation, encourages collaboration, and builds trust and respect among employees. But you know, team building these days, you know, is interpreted differently. I remembered during my own corporate life before, when I was a director of training with the Malayan Railways, and I was director of the training school. And we used to have team building sessions, you know, somewhere up the hill on the way to another state, and they have this what you call nice river flowing down, nice stream, and then you have some jungle also. So there were times, you know, I'm trying to recall, there were times, you know, I was actually bringing a group, some of my senior guys in the railway. So we were doing the team building. So we were going into the jungle, and somehow or other, the guy who was leading us, he was an ex-Navy guy. And after a while, I asked him, "Are we okay?" And I said, yeah, we should be okay. And then after about 5-10 minutes, he said, "I think we are lost." I said, "Oh my God." Can you imagine someone who was in the Navy and telling us we are lost in the jungle after climbing, you know, the sides of the jungle. And then we walked a little bit, we went, you know, just carry on, everybody relax, no panic, nobody should panic. And then I saw the golf course just among the trees on the side. I said, "Oh yes, thank God, we are not lost." we have gone on to the other side, just to share with you some of the team building exercises. All right. The mentor is responsible for team building. Now, the importance of team building, there are 10, okay? One is builds trust, regulates communication, increases productivity, brings people together, fosters creativity and learning. 6, healthy competition, makes people more accepting, resolves conflicts, employees can acquire skills, and number 10, improves company culture. So this is important about team building, because someone sometimes just new and joining the organization, you need to culturalize him or her. You need to tell them, okay, how do we do things? You know, sometimes if I can remember, culture is about the way we do things around here. You may be from another organization, the culture is different. You may move to another organization, the culture is different. So team building, it can be a very quick way, a fast way of getting the person, he or she, to be adaptable, to get adapted to the new culture that they are in. Okay, and to do this, you need a mentor. And team building is an important component of what mentoring is all about. Let's move on. Okay, the importance of team building. Okay, the importance of team building is all about practice. When a team participates in team building activities, they're really preparing for important real-world situations that demand cohesion. But don't forget, they are also functional. This is the functional consequence that we like to see, we would like to achieve. But there are again some dysfunctional consequences. You know, they just go, they think it's just a party, you know, go somewhere for a weekend and then go for, you know, on a raft or go on a boat, you know, and then go on to, you know, where the boat gets capsized and someone help each other. So some people may think that it's just a fun thing, you know, but no, they don't realize the learning and the cohesion that takes place in practice. So that's a practical way of quickly blending or bonding employees or your colleagues in an organization. Okay, let me move on. Benefits of team building activities. Again, the benefits of team building event for work include improving the 3 C's. What are the 3 C's? Collaboration, communication, companionship. Enhancing these 3 team competencies then leads to additional hello benefits, including better morale, stronger motivation, and unified company culture. Okay. Non-judgmental. A mentor should be, if you are a mentor, you must be unbiased. You must be unprejudiced. You must be prejudice-free. You must be accepting. You also must be non-partisan. You must be neutral. You must be non-aligned. You must be non-discriminatory. And then you are anti-discrimination, objective, disinterested, dispassionate, detached, tolerant, liberal, permissive, not too permissive, yeah. Okay, broad-minded, undogmatic, and unprescriptive. And some people are very dogmatic. Okay, you find that we should be careful of dogmatism. We should be pragmatic. The opposite of dogmatism is pragmatism. A good employee, a good professional, a good leader, a good mentor is someone who is pragmatic rather than dogmatic. Okay, we leave dogmatism to the religious leaders. Some are really dogmatic about it. Okay, let's not move into that. Okay. Yes, the mentor needs to be non-judgmental. Listening without judgment builds essential rapport. Okay. Feedback without judgment is empowering. Both are learned skills. Learned skills or learned skills. Both enable the mentor to make their own decisions and plans with support and guidance, and both create a communication style that can enhance any relationship. So mentor needs to be non-judgmental. Let me move on. Okay, the mentoring skills model. What are the shared core skills? Okay, these are the mentee specific skills. These are the mentor specific skills. So even a mentee needs skills. Of course, the mentor must have skills. What are the mentor specific skills? You should be able to be instructing, the instructing skills, developing people's capabilities. You must be inspiring. You must be providing corrective feedback. You must be able to managing risk, and you must be able to also open doors. Okay, and the mentee specific skills will be acquiring mentors. You must be able to find good mentors. You must be able to learn quickly, and then you must show initiative, and then you must follow through. And you must also manage the relationship. If you're a mentee and you don't manage the relationship with the mentor, then you're all heading for the brick wall. So these two skills, the convergence of these two skills is the shared core skills, which is listening attentively. So the mentor must be able to listen actively, and the mentee, of course, must be able to listen attentively. Listening actively, building trust. That's a very difficult thing to do, okay? Sometimes the mentee, I have a little bit reservation about the mentor, and the mentor too has reservation on the mentee. So you need to build. These are the core skills. You need to be quick to be shared core skills. Both needs to quickly have these skills. Listening actively, building trust, encouraging. Each must be encouraging each other, and identifying goals and current reality. The mentee understands what is the current reality and share it with the mentor. The mentor is able to identify quickly the goals that he wants to achieve with the mentee, and also quickly identify the current reality. If the mentor doesn't know all this, then he'll be wasting his time. He'll be wasting his time as well as the mentee's time. So these are, to me, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are on planet Earth, are the mentoring skills model that we are doing in this 3-day program. We heard from the professor from the the Egyptian professor yesterday, who is in New Zealand. Okay, and today for 90 minutes from me, and tomorrow we will carry on and will be reinforced by Prof. Nada, who's also with us tonight. Okay, core mentoring skills. Both mentors and mentees should utilize the following core skills in their mentoring partnership. Number one, listening actively. We saw in the diagram just now. Active listening is the most basic mentoring skill. The other skills build on and require it. When you listen well, you demonstrate to your mentors and mentees that their concerns have been heard and understood. As a result, they feel accepted by you, and trust builds. The way you indicate you're listening intently is by performing several observable behaviors. Okay, let's move on. A mentor should be reflecting back certain comments to show you've grasped the meaning and feelings behind the message, which I mentioned earlier just now. Okay, use appropriately non-verbal language, such as looking directly in people's eye, nodding your head, leaning slightly toward their frowning, or smiling where appropriate. You don't mentee someone and then look someone else. Oh, okay, I see you got a problem, and have a serious face. Oh, okay, what else? What is it? So what did you do to the guy? What did that chap told you? Was there anything nasty that he said? Then did you react? Did you get back to it? No, a mentor shouldn't do that. A mentor should smile and then look at your mentee and say, "I see. I see. So how did you react to it? Were you loud? Were you angry? Did you show your anger? Were you patient? Were you attentive? Were you giving the person who were abusing you a chance to actually do what he or she intended to do? But taking into account and what do you call stuff like that. So it has to be seen from your body language. You need to smile and need to listen, and it has to be genuine. And people know if you are fake or you are a genuine listener. Okay, the smile, the face, and your eyes, they don't lie. Okay, and if you want to see someone is lying to you or not, look in the eyes. The eyes were not trained to lie. They will, go against their boss. The eye will tell your friends that, or your mentee, that you are lying. So be mindful of that. Avoid interrupting mentors and mentees while they're talking. When someone is talking, you need to listen to them, especially your mentee. Don't interrupt, and don't let anyone else interrupt. Okay. And remember, and show interest in things they've said in the past. Okay, some of us, when they start telling grandfather stories and then we start looking somewhere else. No, your mentee will be paying attention to that. Okay, to me, that's what makes a good mentor, and that is the critical building blocks of becoming a good mentor over time. You don't become mentor overnight. Okay, they also went through some process, through some learning. I had mentors. Many of them have passed away. Chief secretaries to the government, CEOs of some big multinational corporations. I observed them, I watched them from the day I first started working. My first boss, the things that they tell me, I learned, and I still remember them today. So those were the skills that I picked up. They were, he didn't say, specifically they were mentoring me, but they were actually mentoring me, preparing me for the job and preparing me for a higher and bigger responsibility. So I remember all of them now. Many of them have passed away. Probably I should write a book after this and then share with you guys, everyone, some of the philosophies that they were using that were useful to them, useful to the organization, then that was useful in my job over the last 40 years. Right? Let me continue. Remember and show interest in things they've said in the past and summarize the key elements. That's very important. You need to summarize the key elements. Okay, let's move on. Resist the impulse always to turn the conversation to your experiences and opinions and to find immediate solution to problems you may be hearing, which I actually just did that. I was sharing with you my experience, but that's okay. That was less than a minute. That is related to mentoring, so that's okay. So don't have the tendency, to move and start telling, the mentee has got a problem, and then we want you to listen to them. And here you are, suddenly you're telling grandfather stories about your experiences, and then making them listen to you. I think that's a mistake. Resist the impulse always to turn the conversation to your experiences. You can, but the situation has to be right. Again, this is all very subjective. There's no hard and fast rule. Depends on where and who, and then what is it all about. Okay, listen carefully first. The problem solves much later. Okay. So that's why I put it in yellow there. Okay, to me, I think it's very important. If your mentors and mentees have a habit of immediate problem solving, see if you can help them be better listeners and problem explorers. Be better listeners and your job is to explore the problem. You need to be able to listen attentively, genuinely, and then become a problem explorer. Okay, building trust. The more that your mentors and mentees trust you, the more committed they'll be to your partnership with them, and the more effective you'll be. This trust develops over time if your mentors and mentees observe certain appropriate behaviors on your part. Okay. Now, to become trustable, it's very important to build a trust. For you to be trusted, to be trustable, what is it? You must keep confidences shared by your mentors and mentees. You don't go and suddenly, update your Facebook and update your Instagram or make a posting in Twitter and share some of the things, that your mentees were discussing with you. Sometimes you have this tendency now, okay? And without us realizing some of the things that we do, we find it interesting and we just want to share with the world. No, if you're a good mentor, you don't do that. Respect the confidence, okay? The trust that your mentee has on you. The secret must be only with him or her and you. That's what makes a good mentor. Spend appropriate time together, follow through on your promises to them, respect your mentors and mentees' boundaries, admit your errors and take responsibility for correcting them, tactfully share your feedback dissatisfied with something so they'll know if you're honest with them. So when you want to give a feedback, you cannot be very blunt, or very impulsive, or very brutal about it. You need to be able to share your feedback. If someone tells you a problem, he has seen you, and then if you want to build that trust, if they want you to be your mentor, you should be able to tactfully share the feedback, okay, with your mentee, okay, and be honest with them. But that takes tact again. Honesty, okay, and tactfulness is very subjective, depending again, I will say it again, on the culture that you come from. In some places, it is okay to do it, but in some cultures, it's not okay. If the culture is very assertive, then that's okay. If the culture is very assertive, for example, just to share with you in where I come from, okay, our culture here, we're a bit more passive. We're not very assertive. If you say no, we don't say no. Say no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. We will say, you will give excuses. We will say, I'm not sure if I can spare the time, maybe, or if you don't like someone, we don't tell the person directly. I will tell Nada, Prof. Nada, can you please tell so and so that I don't like him or her? I don't say that. Nada, Prof. Nada is laughing. I don't know, maybe in some other parts of the world, some culture it's also like that. Because some people, they cannot take it. In some cultures, if you tell them directly, they can't. But if you tell it through a third person, if I tell it through another, and then she will probably, he or she probably accept it. Say, oh, really? Oh, is it? Then they probably laugh it off. So it's a bit more, what do you call, softer, right? Okay. Okay, let me move on. Encouraging. The most valued mentoring skill is encouraging. This includes giving your mentoring partners recognition and sincere positive verbal feedback. Okay. Effective mentors encourage their mentees, which in turn helps increase their mentees' confidence and enables them to develop. At the same time, successful mentees make it a point of positively reinforcing their mentors, which serves to keep the mentors focused and motivated. So it's a two-way thing, you see? Just like, we saw the diagram just now. It's a two-way, it's not one way. So you need to be able to have a mentor and a mentee that's engaging with each other. Provide genuine, positive feedback to your mentors and mentees regularly. So it's not a boss and an employee kind of relationship, okay? I'm the boss, you're the employee, so you have to listen to me. No such thing. It's a collaboration, it's a friend kind of thing, okay? You have a problem, let me see and listen to, and see what I think that I can offer to help you. And maybe help you look at it from a different perspective, from a different angle, which probably you have not thought about it or have not attempted to view it. You see, there are many ways to look at the situation. And I say this all the time, always. There are 9 ways. There's so many ways to skin a cat. And so there's no right or wrong. Okay, this is where, okay, I'm bringing in strategic management now. I'm bringing in critical thinking. Critical thinking is something that we must have. Because what is right now, what they call wrong 20 years ago, in management, is probably is right now. You can use it. What was right then, you probably 20 years ago, maybe you cannot use it now. You have to look at it from a new approach. So that's why your thinking cannot be sequential, cannot be just logical, cannot be just structuring. Okay, of course, if you have done your first degree, you're expected to be someone who is able to structure something that is unstructured. But it's not just that. It's more than that now. It's the critical thinking skills. Now today, of course, people are talking about creativity, innovation, all that sort of thing. Okay, let me move on. While there are many ways to encourage, and mentors and mentees can differ in the types and amount of encouragement they like, you can, number 1, compliment your mentees on accomplishments and action. Point out positive traits in addition to their performance and accomplishments. Praise them privately, one-to-one. That's very important. As a mentor, you need to praise them privately, not publicly. Some people don't like it, okay? You might embarrass them. You think you're doing something good for them, but you might embarrass them. Commend them in front of other people, okay? right? In other words, say nice things. Well, it's just like praising, but comment, say good things. Well, I think it's quite similar to praising. Express thanks and appreciation, but I guess it's in a milder what you call a portion. Write encouraging memos or email and leave a complimentary voicemail. Be certain that your praise and encouragement are sincere. People know, again, as I said, okay, if you praise and you give encouragement, you make sure that they are sincere, and it's what you call something that is spontaneous. You think that the person is doing something good, and you think, oh wow, this is wonderful, so you do it spontaneously, your praise and your encouragement, so that it will not only sound sincere, but it will be interpreted by the mentee to be a really sincere praise and encouragement. Let me move on. Identifying goals and current reality. Mentor should have a personal vision, specific goals, and a good grasp of the current reality. As a mentor, be clear on the talk to your mentees about their visions, dreams, and career or life goals. They'll be interested in your current reality, your view of your strength and limitation, as well as the current reality of situations within your organization, and want help recognizing theirs as well. Okay, mentor should know his or her tentative goals, strengths, and what development you need, and the specific assistance you would like. So it's basically, in simple language, sharing your views of life. What is the reality that you're facing now in your personal life, in your professional life, in your organization, and that's what your mentee would like to know, because you are going to be grooming him, you are mentoring him, and he or she is your mentee. They want to learn how is it that you got to where you are, what were the difficulties, the obstacles that you came across, and how did you deal with them for you to be where you are now. Okay, so it's important that you are able to identify the goals and the current reality for your mentee to learn from you. Okay, demonstrate the mentoring skill to know what's important to you and what you value and desire most. Know what's important to you. That's a mentoring skill. Okay, recognize areas in which you are able to perform well. Very concrete examples of behaviors you can perform at a good to excellent level. Identify specific weaknesses or growth areas observed in yourself and ones noted by others. Set tentative 1 to 5 year goals to reach in your personal life career. Describe accurately the reality of your abilities and situation. Effective mentors are constantly fine-tuning this self-knowledge, incorporating new feedback and observations regularly. Now, I like to go back to this one, the second last, okay? A 1 to 5 year goals to reach your person. That was maybe 30, 40 years ago. Today, things have changed, okay? We live in a post-truth, fake news era. Everything wants to be fast. Everything wants to be agile. Okay, everything, if you do a 1 year plan or a 3 year plan or a 5 year plan, it's too long. People now wants to do things, within 6 months. And again, to quote my favorite professor, Ruth Gunter from Harvard. Okay, she is even challenging Michael Porter, and he's famous for competitive strategy. People don't talk about competitive strategy anymore. Competitive advantage. Whatever advantage that you have, according to Ruth Gunter, is now transient. Transient. Okay, it's now any advantage you have now in an organization, okay, in whatever you do, because someone is there quickly to imitate you, to follow you, to copycat you. She gave an example of, let's look at Apple. Okay, Apple iPhone came out with a model, and they seem to have 30% of the global market. Hello, that advantage they have is not long. It's the most is 6 months, because Huawei, Samsung, and all the other makes will be looking at it. They will come up with a similar model, better features, and at a much lesser price. So the market will be challenged. So that kind of scenario, which Ruth Gunter gave, an example that I gave, Apple and Samsung, is called transient advantage. So people no more talks about competitive advantage. Okay, so I'm just putting in a little bit of strategy and strategic management. So you need strategy too, okay, to deal with your mentee. You have to have the right strategy. Otherwise, you can get into trouble. Okay, the critical skills for mentors. Mentors use several specific competencies in an attempt to help mentees to develop. How much time do I have? More, Prof. Nada?
Now it is 6:30. So you started when you started today.
Where I am, it's what do you call? I start about
15, 30, 45. I think you have 15 minutes.
Oh, 15.
Huh?
Okay, I thought so. I thought so. Okay.
Am I right?
Well,
when we start, I didn't look when we start today.
we start, I think, 15 minutes late, but never mind. So, but I'll finish it on time.
15. Now you are talking. Now you are talking. Then 45 minutes.
Okay.
You have time. You have a lot of time more.
Yeah. I have about 25 minutes or so, or about half an hour. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prof. Okay. Critical skills for mentors. Mentors use several specific competencies in an attempt to help mentees to develop. Okay. If you look at the diagram, the goals, the training, the motivation, the advice, and then the success, the direction, and then the coaching and the support. So all these are skills that is important for a mentor to have when you are mentoring someone. Okay, let's move on. Okay, instructing and developing capabilities. Probably all mentors do some teaching or instructing as part of the mentoring. Yeah, okay. Like us, we teach, okay, we do training programs, okay, we develop capabilities, right, in others. The skill is especially important by informal mentoring. The skill is especially important in formal mentoring. This seldom means that you will give formal speeches and lectures. So when you mentor someone, you don't give what you call a lecture or a speech, okay? Then they can see that you are, giving them a speech or they're giving them lecture. No, a mentor is someone that is seen as what do you call a friend, a peer at a level where you share an advice or you share things, not to lecture someone or to give someone a speech. I think that's a mistake most people make, telling someone off, giving someone a speech or giving someone a lecture. That's not mentoring, okay? Instead, your instructing will usually be more informal, okay? From modeling specific behaviors to conveying ideas and processes one-on-one in a tutoring mode, okay? Many of us here, I'm sure, teachers, you do that, okay? Without you realizing, you are actually, when you are tutoring someone, you are actually mentoring your young ones or even some elderly ones who are in your class. Let's move on. A mentor, okay, is to be a learning broker as you assist your mentees in finding resources, okay, such as people, books, software, website, and other information sources. Okay, now a mentor help them recognize inspiring actions they took in the past and ways to excel again. It's always tempting to tell mentees what to do and in fact to have them follow in your footsteps, but don't, as I mentioned earlier, do not do that, okay? You can inspire them, but don't tell them to follow your footsteps. They are in the new, what do you call, era, in the new generation, new world. During your time may still be useful today, may still be applicable, but that's quite risky. But the philosophies and the principles like integrity, honesty, to me, I think these are evergreen. Okay. If you, what do you call, sorry, I was distracted by someone waiting to be admitted. Okay. Your challenge as a mentor is to ensure that your mentees identify and pursue their own form of greatness, not necessarily yours. Okay. Some outstanding mentors use language stories. I use a lot. I use a lot of storytelling. I use a lot of metaphors. I use a lot of analogies and powerful phrases to inspire their mentees. Right? Inspiring. One skill that separates superb mentors from very good ones is the ability to inspire their mentees to greatness. Okay, by setting an example yourself and helping your mentees experience other inspirational people and situations, you can help them onto future paths that excite and motivate even beyond their original dreams. Mentors vary in their ability to be inspiring. Again, as I say this again and again, different people, if you come from a different society, a different culture, different background, okay, different part of the world, then okay, your ability and your ability to inspire may take on a different route or a different format, okay? Mentors can do inspiring actions yourself, which challenge your mentees to improve. Help them observe others who are inspiring, arrange other inspirational experiences for them, challenge them to rise above the mundane and do important things in life. Okay. Providing corrective feedback. What do you mean by that? In addition to giving frequent and sincere positive feedback, effective mentors should also be willing and able to give mentees corrective feedback. When you observe your mentees making mistakes or performing in less than desirable ways, you should be direct with your mentees, letting them know what you perceive and providing some better ways for handling the situations. It will probably be better for them to hear it from you than from others. Okay, this is an aspect of the mentor's protection skills, managing risk. Okay, one of the first things you can discuss with your mentees is if and how they'd like to receive the feedback. At the same time, you'll be more likely to give feedback if you're invited to do so. So you don't, quickly give feedback. But you think if it's important that they need to have your feedback, by all means do so. But otherwise, you should wait for them to be invited. You should wait to be invited to give the feedback to your mentee. Usually, that's what you call mentors do. So you don't seem to be authoritative, or you don't seem to be too much in control. It's not about control. It's not about the mentor controlling the mentor and then to groom him or her to achieve greatness, just like you whatever greatness they achieve. No, it's to share with them how you took the route. They may be taking their own route. They may choose a different route to achieve their own greatness, right? Let's move on. A mentor should attempt to use positive, non-derogatory, business-like words and tone of voice with mentees when their behaviors or products are unsatisfactory. Give corrective feedback in private. Okay, we've seen that. Give feedback as soon as feasible after the performance. Teach your mentees new knowledge, skills, and attitudes by explaining, giving effective examples, and asking thought-provoking questions. Help your mentees gain broader perspective of their organization, including history, values, culture, and politics. Demonstrate or model effective behaviors, pointing out what you're trying to do. Help them monitor performance and refocus steps as needed. A key part of your instruction is teaching the mentoring process. You can do this by making process comments, pointing out, naming, and otherwise getting your mentees to recognize which aspect of mentoring you're doing at the time and why. So it's all about what is it for them to know, the process, okay? So I've gone with you the skills, an overview of mentoring. And then in this module tonight, it's all about what was it that we are supposed to do? The process as well, okay? And the skills, I've gone through some of it, all right? Okay, manage risk. I think we are coming almost to the end of my boring slides.
Professor, you have a lot of time. You have,
Really?
you need to finish at 3 o'clock and 15 minutes. You have.
That's
No,
what time?
Nada, let him continue. Nada, I told him he can go till 6:50. He can.
So which means that what time? 6:50, what time is Malaysian time?
You have still
How many minutes? How many minutes?
35 to 40 minutes. Please
Okay.
continue, sir. Please
All right.
continue.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. All right. Okay, managing risk. Another distinguishing characteristics of effective mentors is their willingness and ability to protect the mentees from disasters. Okay, one of the tasks is to prevent mentees from making unnecessary mistakes as they learn to take appropriate risks. This skill of managing risk builds closely on the core skill of building trust identified earlier. So managing risk is not an easy thing to do, okay? Are you prepared to take the risk? Can you manage the risk? Because risk is what most people will try to avoid. No one wants to take unnecessary risk, even if some of you are in finance and doing investments. So the risks that you take, they are what we call calculated risk. Which means that, for example, if they want to make an investment of 10,000 US dollars, that's their spare money that they have. So if anything happens to that 10,000, even if they lose it, that's okay. It doesn't affect them so much. But don't go and borrow from the bank 10,000 US dollars and then start going and start making investments. Okay, then that is really a dangerous risk if you ask me. And a lot of people have fallen into that trap. And then I always tell, I used to be with a National Equity Corporation. I was in fund management. So I always tell people, who plays with share, if you want to go and dabble with, in the share buy and selling shares, you must not go and borrow money and take a loan and do that. You must have an extra money, which means that your daily needs, the money that you need for your survival, to pay your loans or whatever, to buy food and to pay your monthly, whatever it is all taken care of. Then you have a spare cash, say of 10,000, which you have put aside, maybe as some small saving, which you plan to do something later on. That you can use that money to play, to dabble in the stocks and share. Of course, some people may not agree with me. They may have their own views about it. So there's a lot. There's not just luck. Okay, there's a lot of luck involved in it, but there's also a lot of skills. Sometimes you can be very skillful, but you can so lose a lot of money. Some people who are not skillful, first time going into the stocks and share market, but they made a lot of money. So I said to them, they are lucky, but don't push your luck too far. You may be unlucky at the next round. Again, you must know when to come in. Okay, and you need to understand the basic economics, the global economics. All right, let me move on. Okay, mentors will help mentees recognize the risks involved in actions and projects, which I just quickly, in a nutshell, shared with you. Okay, sharing some of the risks. Okay, and the projects that you want to get involved with. Make suggestions to help avoid major mistakes in judgment or action, which I think in a few minutes just now I've already illustrated an example. Help them learn to prepare well, get wise counsel, then trust their own decisions and actions. If requested in difficult situations, intervene as your mentees advocate with others. Mentees have identified managing risk as an increasingly important mentoring skill. So when you're mentoring someone, the mentee will see, will be looking out for managing risk, whether you are good, whether you can advise them or whether you can mentor them to improve their skills, in managing risk. And it's an important mentoring skill. Let me move on. Okay, opening doors. Mentors are usually in a position to provide visibility for their mentees. This means opening the right doors that allow them to meet people and to demonstrate to different audiences what they can do. Research has shown that when mentors vouch for their mentees in the ways mentioned, their work is much more likely to be well received. This I can share with you guys, okay? In my 40 years of corporate and academic life, okay? As I said earlier on, in my beginning, I'm lucky, I had a lot of mentors, people in high positions, chief secretaries to the government, people in important positions, and I'm always invited to the functions, and I get exposed to others. So a few of my bosses, without mentioning names, who have already passed away, they are all 90 plus, 90, 93. Recently, 2 passed away, okay? One is 93, and I learn a lot from them. They are, to me, my mentors, and they have exactly this, open doors for me. And then increase my level of confidence and without me realizing, increase my self-worth. And you see, the people at their level, at his level, my mentor's level, respect me, call me. And many of them, until today, still are in contact with me. So they see that if I'm a friend of so-and-so, okay, which means to say that that boss of mine, has confidence in me, have respect for me, and is grooming me. And his friends and his colleagues and whoever else, professional or or in personal capacity, look at me in a different perspective. And I have built, over years, how would I say it? Build their confidence. Not only have I as a mentee build my own confidence. I have built a confidence in them, and many of them still come to me once in a while, asking for some advice for certain things, Okay, that just to share with you what has that I have been through. Okay, and all the people throughout my life who has been my mentor. I have I can remember. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 key mentors. Okay, that have brought me to throughout my personal as well as my professional life. Okay, let me see. I think this is the last slide. Tanya, maybe after this I will. No, I said this is my last slide. Maybe after this, if some of the participants who may want to ask me, that will be good. Oh, no check. Mentors should put in good word to people who could help your mentee reach desired goals. Personally introduce your mentees to appropriate contact, which I mentioned just now. Make certain your mentees' abilities are noticed by others. Give your mentees assignments or opportunities that enable them to interact with important colleagues, suppliers, or customers. Suggest other resources for your mentees to pursue. Okay, these are just not things that is being written or being prepared by our founder Piyush in the mentoring development program. These are things that actually doable, or in my case which has happened or have done and have given the advantage or have given the learning for me. So that's the thing that I'm with you tonight. I'm sharing you my portion tonight. Some of the things that have actually helped me. My mentor, passed down to me as a mentee, and I've already passed down to a lot of my other mentees, even as I'm speaking as a mentor. And I always get worried, when people want me to be the mentors. So because I know all the things that are expected, okay? Your integrity, your professionalism, the risk-taking, and making sure that, but you always have to be there to help them. To handhold them and to guide them so that they derive as best they can from your experiences. Okay, so that they become better than you are. The objective always make sure that they become someone more successful and greater than you are. Okay, I am done with my slides. Now I am going to UK for a while. I want to share with you. This is again my favorite storytelling in my session. I always didn't miss to tell this story. How cooking was discovered. This was taken from the book by Professor Rosbeth Moss-Cantor, a renowned change management professor at Harvard. In her book, she had this little story about how cooking was discovered. It seems, according to Charles Lamb, 100 years ago, an English writer by the name of Charles Lamb wrote a story about how people in England was cooking. They live in thatched houses like this, okay, in the villages. All the domestic animals all live downstairs, and then they live upstairs. I think until today they still. But Charles Lamb was describing about 100 years ago how the English were used to live. So if the story goes, it seems one weekend, the whole village went to another village for a feast. So they were having their food or that. And then when all the feast was over, they came back to their village. When they came back to the village, one of the houses like this caught fire. So everything was burned, and then the domestic animals, the sheep, the cows, the chickens and everything were also barbecued. So they were all the village folks came together. So they were trying to salvage the domestic animals. Okay. And then apparently it seems one of the sheep was becoming like a barbecue with all the smoke still there. So they're trying to put out the fire. And one of the villagers put a finger into the sheep and it was hot, okay? You can imagine how hot it is. So took out the hand, said, oh, ouch, and put it in the mouth. And this guy discovered a very nice, interesting taste from the barbecued, sheep, Wow. And according to Charles Lamb, he wrote in the essay 100 years ago, he said, wow. According to Charles Lamb, it seems they have discovered cooking. Those village folks have discovered cooking. So, okay, from then onwards, you know what happened? from then on, all the people in the village, whenever they want to do a new festival, okay, what they did was they go and look for a house like this, put all the animals, the sheep and whatever, the cows and the chickens underneath, and then they burn the house. Okay. So according to Professor Elizabeth Cantor, she had a management and change management, definition, interpretation of that story. So from what happened, from the story of Charles Lamb, Professor Charles, Elizabeth Cantor said, if the moral of the story is, if you're going to be doing what was said in the story by Charles Lamb, then according to her, you are going to be, the moral of the story is, you are going to be wasting hell of a lot of houses. What you should do is you just go to the DIY shop, buy a barbecue set, get a cow or a sheep, and then barbecue, right? Why do you want to do all this? So that's the parable that was used, in management. So from that story, from the parable, from the learning, which means to say that if you are in an organization, okay, if you are trying to solve a problem, you need to know what caused the problem, what caused the issue. Otherwise, you are going to end up with what Charles Lamb story says. You'll be wasting a lot of resources. You'll be wasting a lot of money because you didn't know, okay, how it occurred in the first place. The same story, the same parable has a lot of application, and the same thing. If you don't know how you are going to be mentoring your mentee, if you don't know what your mentee is having problem, so you're going to end up with Professor Elizabeth Moss Cantor story and the old English 100 years ago, okay? When they discovered cooking and they were putting all the cows or the sheep into the house and burn the house. So if you don't know how the sheep gets cooked, you're going to be wasting hell of a lot of houses. Similarly, if you don't know how what are the problems your mentee will face, then you will be wasting a lot of not only the mentee's time, your time. So you need to know. So it's important, okay, to know the root cause or the root problem. Okay, so that's my little story parable to end up more or less my session tonight. Okay, on mentoring development. Okay, I have here some personality again indicator questions which you can do. Okay, later on. There are about. This is an extension to the first one that I started earlier on, which for you to identify whether a square or a circle. So you answer all these questions. You just choose A and B. There are 46 questions. Okay, you just choose A and B, and then you will answer it. This is a template. So these are the number of questions. So question 1, question 8. So question 1, if you answer A, put a cross here. Same thing if you question 8. So this first column is all the question, right? Question 1 until question 46. And then you choose A and B. So in this first quadrant, okay, this diagram, you see which one of it. If you answered more X, then you bring E down. If your answer is more of B, then you bring I down. Same thing with this. Which one you answered more, A or B? Which the one that is more than the other. If it's S, you bring S down. If you answered more, your answer is more B, you bring N down. Same thing. So same thing with the last quadrant. Okay, so you have answered 46 questions and you get 4 alphabets. Okay, and this alphabet will be like this. Okay, ISTP, ESTP. So do it yourself and then you can check which one you are, whether you are a systemizer, okay, whether you are a strategizer, whether you are a doer, whether you are a stabilizer, whether you are a socializer, energizer, trailblazer. So ENTP. So these are the 4 alphabet. This will be the alphabet that you get in the end here. For example, ESTJ. So you put on here. Or INTJ. So when you get all the 4 alphabet, that's you. Okay. But again, as I said, 6 months later, if you do it again, you may get a different answer. So this is just a guideline, but you can use this with your, it's interesting exercise. You can do this with your mentees, okay? As an exercise. So then straight away you will know, okay, whether you are a builder, a theorizer, an idealizer, a personalizer, a performer, a doer, a stabilizer. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 16 groups of clusters of what you call personality. Okay, so I won't do this now. We don't have time, but I'm sharing this with you. Okay, what do you call? I think this was recorded, and this is in YouTube, so you can take at your own sweet time, at your own leisure, do it, and then you should be able to get this, right? Okay. The fourth unwise monkey. We are all used to the 3 monkeys, right? I see no evil, I hear no evil, I speak no evil. Okay, the 3 monkeys. But now we have in the world we live in now, we live in a post-truth, fake news era. There is the 4th monkey now. You see the iPhone he's carrying? We are now the 4th monkey. We follow and share evils. I hope we're not doing it, okay? I hope we're not doing it. All right, and that's it. Okay. Oh, that's one more thing. There are 4 ladies that must never be in any meetings. Actually, there were 3 ladies. I added the 4th one. I got this from someone in Indonesia. It's called Mona, Donna, Fiona, and Wona. And the 5th one is Lisa. So there are 5 ladies actually. 4 must never be in any meetings. Why? Mona she is only meetings only, no action. Donna, discuss only, no action. Thank you, Nada. Yeah, you are not Donna, Prof. Nada. And then Fiona. Fantastic ideas, only anyone with the name of Fiona who's online. My apologies. This is just supposed for us to have fun. Fiona, fantastic ideas, only no action. And then you have Wona. This one I added. This is a new lady, new girl that you must not allow in meeting. Because you know what she does? She WhatsApp only and she doesn't take any action. So whenever in any meeting, you must make sure that this lady, this girl, must be in all meetings. Lisa, because you know why? Lisa means she listens to instruction and straight away takes action. Oh, okay. Okay. Lisa. So no Mona, no Donna, no Fiona, no Mona, but Lisa. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Oh, I'm done. I ended with the 4 ladies. Thank you. Any questions or violent objections? Okay, that's my WhatsApp, and that's my email. Okay. It could be said of me in this presentation, I've only made up a bunch of other men's or other people's flowers, providing of my own only the string that ties them together. Montaigne, 1535 and 1592, French moralists and essayists. Okay, Dr. Snigdha. Okay, who was the host? I now pass back to the host. And if anyone would like to, ask me questions, may feel free to do so. Thank you.
It's my request, just if you could share the indicators, I will share it in the trainers group, and then everybody can, they'll be able to judge where we lie exactly. Right?
Oh, okay. But that's in my slides. I don't know how to do it, Dr. Snigdha.
If you could just share it with me.
I'll do it. I'll share it with you.
Yeah.
I'll
so that I can share it with the
with the
learners.
rest. Okay, I'll share it with
a great session. So I was just thinking where I lie. Mona, Donna, Fiona, or Mona. Certainly I am not a Lisa, right? I am not that. I think being an educator, I prefer to give the instructions rather than listening to the instructions.
I see
right?
Professor Charles Eboria is smiling.
Yeah, sir is smiling. Yes, Charles, sir.
Yeah.
We all are educators.
So
we love to give instructions.
Yeah, Prof, you are trying. I thank God for you.
Yes. So I think there should be Lisa in our life. Yes, I completely agree with you. And maybe by the next batch, even I'll try to adopt it. At least I'll try for that for sure. Okay. Indeed, a great informative session, sir. Very descriptive. And really, we each one of us got to know what mentor is, what qualities we should possess. Right? I think we all are mentors. Yes, Radha ma'am, Tanya ma'am, Ermina, Nada, Charles sir. we all are already mentors, right? We are the
Exactly.
educators,
Yes.
we are the
Exactly.
professors, we are the teachers. But you know,
Yes,
we
yes.
should be in a continuous learning process. Something is always lacking behind.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think these kind of training sessions will help us to, like, you know, whatever are the hidden talents as a mentor within us, it will help us to come out of those talents, and certainly we can help our mentees to be the
Exactly.
best, right?
Right.
Yes. So I think you all agree with me. All are nodding their heads.
Exactly.
Wow, that's
Exactly.
wonderful, right? So thank you so much, Professor, for having the great session. And I just wanted to add on, it's the second batch for the professor, right? Previous batch also professor was there, and our tomorrow's instructor is also with us. I think Professor Nada have joined. What
Oh,
Professor?
Nada, she's here.
Yes, yes, I'm a
Exactly.
support today.
Professor Nada is a senior most person in International Internship University, and she's rocking on our every platform. And again, it's the
Yes.
second session for the mentor batch. Thank you so much for being here. We have one more person from IIU core committee, our dear Professor Charles from Nigeria. Thank you for being here, sir. It's indeed a pleasure. And yes,
Thank you.
my dear friend,
Thank you, Prof. Charles.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for being here, for joining my session.
yeah.
Those
And
who
I
are here tonight listening to me,
tell
Daniela,
you,
Harsha,
logging on the time.
Anna Purna, I can't seem to be
Yes.
mentioning everybody. The ones that I see are Radha. Okay,
Stay
those that
tuned.
I can see.
Yeah, and what I am requesting you all tomorrow, come up with lots of questions, because tomorrow again we have a very talented professor with us, Professor Nada. So we all have to bounce on her at the end of the session with our questions. So everybody keep at least 10 questions ready, right? So let's rock tomorrow as well. Till then, stay tuned, stay safe. Bye bye, girls and boys.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Termina, please be here.
Bye.
Termina, please be here.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.